3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular, mystery reading number 1079. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome. And thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. Like usual, starting with interpret number 1079. The number 1 is about trusting and believing in yourself, your intuition, and your strength. I also just felt connected to the word interpretare, which means to interpret in Italian. So I feel that your ancestors in particular could be calling for you to interpret something. Maybe there is a message in this reading for you where your intuition is picking up on it, but I'm not saying it explicitly. Now, you gotta know the difference between your fear and your intuition. And if you hear something that makes you feel confident, rather than safe or unsafe, I feel like that could be a good indicator that that is like an alignment coming from your intuition, a resonance. And I did feel this word, interpretare, come through when I was talking about the number 1 and trusting yourself and believing in yourself. How do you feel called to trust your intuition and believe in your strength at this time? Number 0 is about patterns and reoccurring themes, whether it's in the signs of spiritual communication with messages, synchronicities, symbols, or just in your own life and the way that things align in a patterned way. This could be, if you resonate with it, confirmation for you to pay attention to these signs and these symbols. And right now I'm seeing in my mind's eye from this Ancestor Spirit Oracle deck the Notice the Signs card. Someone's ancestors are really coming through quite strongly already. They want you to interpret something and to pay attention to the signs. That makes a lot of sense. So whatever signs you are seeing, interpret them and trust yourself and believe in yourself. Another way that I interpret the number 0 is knowing when to put yourself, the relationship, the connection, the journey with yourself first. Really knowing when to respect your own mind, heart, soul, and body. Whether it's in the form of a thought, a feeling, a belief, a doing, something that you desire, or something that you need. There could be something here about yourself that you need to be more respectful of, more self-loving, self-nurturing, self-protective of. I do want to go ahead and put it out there that you might have already been hearing noises, and you may hear more noises because I have my window open. So I hope it's not too loud or too distracting. I do like to have my window open. But moving on to the number 7, this number is about wisdom and expanding your awareness and your consciousness and, becoming wiser, more aware, more awake, and really connecting with the deeper meaning of your existence. and this life. I'm really feeling there's a connection here between these signs and learning from them. Perhaps the universe or your experiences could be trying to bring you more awareness, more consciousness, to help you see better in a spiritual, figurative sense, with your intuition. I'm being reminded about how in a reading recently, I talked about how not allowing yourself to heal is taking away your ability to see. So there could be something here that you feel called to heal from, a fear, some sort of pain. It could be distorting your judgment, or if you let it, if you ignore it long enough, it might begin to start distorting things and, really pushing you to make decisions that don't align with what you know and what you believe, your intuition and your strength. Really, truly your strength. Don't underestimate your ability to persevere and to be resilient. I'm seeing the Nine of Wands right now coming from that deck there, the Nightmare Before Christmas. No, it's this deck. Is it? I think so. Not 100% sure. I just saw the number 654. That's a sign to trust everything happens for a reason. No matter where the card is coming from, no matter what deck, I am feeling connected to it for a reason. The Nine of Wands really is about resilience. Feeling like you're in some sort of last stretch. So while it may be frustrating to have to be patient, it feels like you are closer to your goal than not. The number 9 is about purpose from the Nine of Wands and helping the world release what no longer works. So whatever purpose you feel connected to, trust it. Whatever purpose you feel called to find, search for it. And if there's someone or something that you feel called to let go as a result of this sense of purpose, trust it, because it feels like it is so much bigger than you. You might be hearing the baby crying in the background. And I feel like that could be part of this reading, especially when talking about how much bigger things are than you. Never forget that you are contributing to the kind of future that future generations will have, directly or indirectly. I feel like that's why it's so important for us to hold ourselves accountable, whether we're directly involved in a situation or not, because things ripple, energy ripples. And if we are the source of some sort of negativity or destruction, we're only going to create more of that. And I'm not saying being negative is wrong. You're allowed to be upset, angry, numb, but don't let it control your actions. Validate and explore these feelings so you can understand how to as fuel to build, to create, rather than fuel to destroy. Whether it's yourself, things, or people around you, or both. I do believe that if we decide to be destructive towards ourselves, it's ultimately going to have the same impact on those around us. So be mindful of how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, because that's a reflection of how, you may end up talking to or treating other people, or that you might accept from other people, them talking to you and treating you that way, or both. I am a strong, firm believer that the standards that you set for yourself, how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself, are the same standards for the kind of treatment that you are willing to give and take. Moving on to the last number before adding them all up. The number 9, was it? Let me check real quick. Yes, the number 9. And interestingly enough, we already did talk about the number 9 and how it's about purpose. and helping the world release what no longer works. So I feel like that's quite a powerful confirmation that, you know, this feeling or sense of purpose that you already have, that you feel called to trust, or that you don't have yet, and feel called to find and to really look at the deeper meaning behind the thoughts, feelings, beliefs, relationships, situations that you choose to walk away from because of this sense of purpose that I feel is likely coming from healing, especially because of how much people's or your ancestors have been coming through in this reading. I do feel that they encourage you to heal always. You know, this isn't just, you know, like I feel like whenever I pick up on ancestors, you're only getting a glimpse into the full of how they actually feel about you. For example, this reading, you know, there's messages here about them encouraging you to heal or to trust or find a sense of purpose. Trust, you know, yourself. Really depends on what you believe or what rabbit holes you like to go down. But let's go ahead and add up these numbers. 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 7 is 8, and 8 plus 9 is 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. And I just saw the number 321. That's a sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. The number 8 is also about loss and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. There is definitely a real thing here about trusting yourself and the universe and, you know, the experience that you could be having, have had, or will have when it comes to walking away from someone or something, and, you know, really understanding what it has to teach you. There could be something significant here about the date, April 10th, or even the year 410, you know, BCE, BC. You might be reflecting on ancient times, maybe ancient Greece, Macedonia, or Macedon, Thebes, you know, just ancient civilizations. Maybe reflecting on those things. And I just saw the number 444 on the timer. Like I said, did I say it? I don't think I did, but the number 4 is connected to stability and your ancestors. So you may be having ancestors from ancient civilizations trying to connect with you, or there's just something significant here about ancient civilizations in general that your ancestors in particular want you to pay attention to, especially if you're already paying attention to these things. This could simply just be confirmation for you or guidance if this is new to you. But as you can see, there are 3 decks of cards on the table. This is the Magical Dogs Tarot. These are just the major arcana cards, which there's 22 out of 72 of them in the tarot, and these are more about bigger picture, major themes, long-term ideas. And then over here, I already said that is the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. That's the other 50 minor arcana tarot cards. And these cards are more about the details and more immediate situations, more short-term ideas. And in the middle here, as I already said as well, is the Ancestor Spirit Oracle. And I will wrap up this reading by seeing what your ancestors have to say about everything that we've already talked about, from the numbers to these cards and everything in between. And I do look forward to seeing what kind of card comes out for that, because of how much I've already felt the presence of somebody's ancestors. Okay, so the major arcana card that I have is the Hanged Man in reverse. In this deck, it's called the Seer. But I'm also feeling connected to the Italian word. I'm not sure how to say it. It's the Italian word for the Hanged Man. I learned it recently. I don't remember how to say it. It's like impiccato or impiccato or impiccato. I don't know. But of course your ancestors are feeling connected to this. The Hanged Man by itself is about making a major sacrifice, finding comfort, or at least acceptance for the discomfort of, when it comes to loss. You could be stalling the need to let go of something. There could be the fear of loss holding you back from letting someone or something grow, letting them go and growing, learning, becoming wiser from it. And this doesn't even have to be a person. It could definitely be something more physical, like a destructive habit, a way of thinking, etc. It does feel like there is resistance here, maybe even frustration, when it comes to making a major sacrifice. For some reason or another, you are just not wanting to do it. And that is really understandable. Change, especially big changes. Now I'm thinking of the Death card, La Morte. The Death card is about the ending, a big ending of a cycle or a situation. Something destructive, probably. What is the other word? I learned 3 different words, and they were all major arcana cards, which I find interesting. The other one is Il Torre, which means the tower, which I also find to be very connected to ancestors, because it's a breakdown of a foundation, an unstable foundation. Maybe there are family relationships, a certain way of living, a place of living that you gotta let go of, walk away from, because you deserve more peace and stability in your life. The Hanged Man card here has the number 12 on it. 1 plus 2 is 3. This number can be about using your voice, expressing yourself, communicating. Whatever this situation is, even if it's, you, yourself, me, myself, and I type of thing, you deserve to be heard. And you deserve for your voice to be respected. Number 3 can also be about healing and growth. And I feel that that's a lot of the talk that I've been saying during this reading, healing and growing. So that just feels like confirmation there. And the last way that I interpret number 3 is a commitment to someone, something, yourself. It could be confirmation or guidance for you to commit to something that means a lot to you. let's go ahead and move on to the minor arcana cards. Just get a little bit more detail about what this Hanged Man is about. Maybe what you're feeling stubborn about. I really hope the noises in the background aren't too distracting. I don't like pausing videos when I'm recording. I often do, but sometimes I just don't. So if it is bothering you, maybe this reading isn't meant for you, and that's okay. I upload every single day, so I'm sure there could be another one in the future for you. But I have the Six of Swords here, and it says, getting back on track, difficult time and setbacks. Six of Swords is also about moving into calmer waters. I'm not really getting more specifics on what you need to heal from and find peace with, but that's very clear here. Maybe this is where you gotta interpret what this is about. Because, I mean, to be fair, it is a general reading, and a lot of us need to walk away from certain things and heal from it and learn from it. So you trust and believe in your ability to understand what this reading could be about. And if you're feeling like there could be multiple interpretations for you, maybe there are. This could be an opportunity here for you to exercise your own intuition. The number 6 here is about a choice between, making a commitment, between self-care and self-destruction, self-love and self-hate. And of course, it is encouragement here for you to choose self-love, self-respect, self-protection, self-nurturing. Choose to take care of yourself and respect yourself, your needs and your wants in this moment, no matter what that looks like. It's going to be different for everybody. Let's finish up this reading now with the Ancestor Spirit Oracle card. Let's see what your ancestors have to say. I just saw the number 222 on the timer. That number can be confirmation of a significant relationship or a situation on your mind. It can be confirmation or guidance for you to find or create peace and more balance within yourself. And it can also be about your choices and prioritizing what means the most to you. And I feel that part of what should mean the most to you, that you should be prioritizing, is your well-being, your peace. Well, this is a really nice card to get. It says, laugh and have fun, smile, positive energy, joyfulness. Even though you may be in a serious situation, it feels like your ancestors are here to kind of let you know, like, hey, don't forget to laugh. And, have fun. Don't make things all mundane and about work and productivity all the time. Make room for smiling. Feeling connected to the word sorriso, which means just the smile. In Italian, maybe there's a specific smile that stands out to you, your own, somebody else's. Could even be the smile of a child. I do think that this card here is a call from your ancestors to bring more positivity and joy into your life. Of course, make room to process, grieve, heal, but don't forget to have fun and experience joy too.